Hello, my name is Casper and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to use the React Free Fiber in case of building the 3D website with React. So, this tutorial will cover the basics of downloading the graphics for free for your application, implementing the code and the library to manipulate and place the 3D graphic with some animations inside the platform and explaining how this is done and how you can enhance and build more complex application with these skills. So if you want to build a 3D website, let's go with this tutorial. Okay, so let's start with the implementation and I will start with some downloading of 3D models and you can visit the sketchfab.com page. Personally use that and you can look for some model which you like. There are plenty of 3D models and a lot of them are paid, but you can also find some free. Of course, you have to mention the author if you use that commercially. And for example, I will look for this iPhone. Oh, this is paid. So I will look some downloadable. There are, maybe we'll type free. And go for some like that computer. So I have the preview, it will look like that and I can download that in the GLTF format. It's important because we will use that. Okay, I will save. Okay, it's made by Justin Hannan, so if I use commercially I have to mention that. And that's all for the downloading. We will use the React Free Fiber library in which we will just set the environment and, for example, the product, how it will rotate in this case, how the light will go into this product and how it will behave. So let's go for the implementation in the code. I will create the next app. In this case I will use Next.js. What is your project name? 3D graphics. In this case we'll use TypeScript. Okay, Aslint. Maybe no Tailwind. Okay, we'll use source. App directory. And it's running. I skip the installation part and I can go to the next application. I will change the location, cd 3D graphics. I will run. I've opened the local host on the right side of the screen and I have the code editor on the left side, so I can easily access the preview. And right now I will go for some cleanup. I will go to the page and I will remove entire tag description, entire image, maybe also grid, remove that. Okay, so I have the very quick cleanup done. I can start installing the dependencies. To have the application working properly, I've prepared some version of the packages. to include in the package.json, so you can open the package.json file and add 3 dependencies: React free drei, React free fiber, and free with these versions, and we will make sure that entire application will be running, because some updates can cause the bugs, and this is for sure the combination which will show the correct result. Okay, I can save and I can install, and these libraries will be added to our application. It will take a while. Installation is completed. I will also add styled components for the styling part. It is a lot easier to style the 3D elements with styled components than with the Tailwind CSS. So we have these packages added and we can start some serious development. I will also remove the styles. I will run the applications once again. I will make a cleanup. Will delete. I will delete also this CSS file. Okay, I will also delete. I will delete this layout file. We don't need that. And I will start configuring the styled components. The next step will be adding the 3D model we downloaded before to our application and code base. So I'll go to the public. I will create a new directory, for example, 3D object. Okay, I will add there the file. And you just copy everything from the zipped folder and you add all of the 3 elements inside the directory. Let me check all of the 4 elements: textures, license, scene, and scene GLTF. That's what we need to start with the project. And I can start with creating the model. So I will declare model. Arrow function. And here I will start with the declaration of the GLTF object, const GLTF use loader. It's from the React free fiber GLTF loader. It's from the free stdib library, and I will go with the directory of the model. So as it's in the public, I just need the slash and the name of the folder, in this case 3D object. and I have to pass the scene.gltf, so it's directly this file. Okay, I have some errors, and of course it has to work in the use client. It's the experimental directory, up directory in the next 13 version, so it's needed to add the use client string in the client components to have an access to the hooks and all of the dependencies we need in the implementation of the 3D mobile model. And under the gltf I will return empty tags and primitive tag dispose null object gltf scene and scale, for example, 5. Of course I have to close the empty tag and let's place the model inside of the application. Let's continue with the placement of this model inside our application. So I will need the state components for that, and the first I will call 3D container, and I will declare it under the JSX code const 3D container is equal to start. I have to import that dot div. Okay, that's cool. I will use also canvas from the React free fiber. And I will pass some props. We will have shadows in the canvas. dpr is an array 1, 2. We'll explain it later with an object. It will be easier. Camera, and the camera position will be 0, 0, 4. This is the placement in the 3-dimensional area where we place camera. So it's an x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, and that's how the camera will be behaving. And after array of position, I will add some prop 50. Okay. I will also add ambient light, intensity 0.7. Or I will just replace it with the single tag. I will add the spotlight. I will place intensity 0.5. Angle of the spotlight will be 0.1. Penumbra is 2. Position will be also the 3-dimension 10, 15, 10, and I will cast shadow. Okay, also will be added. Next I will add a suspense with a fallback, null. Then I can place a model, an environment from React Free Drei. Preset is city. I will close suspense and add orbit controls to auto rotate. Okay, orbit controls also imported. There is a bug, hooks can only be used within the canvas component. So let's see how we can fix that. Quick fix for this part, we have to wrap also orbit controls with the canvas tag, and hopefully it will fix. Yeah, and I have the 3D object at the top of the website, and the missing part is styling it properly to not have some only edges of the monitor orbiting around. Fixing that issue will be super easy. First of all, I will scale it down, for example to 3. You see how the object is smaller, and to the 3D container I will add canvas height and width to slightly change it. Okay, maybe I will also scale it down a little bit to could be cool, and I can manipulate that. I can move, zoom it out, zoom it in. It still orbits, so that's the result of this code. And let's go quickly through the parameters we just set. So let's go through our code. I have 3D container, which is my styled container, styled component. I here styled the canvas here, so it's the HTML5 canvas tag, and what is doing. This line is creating the canvas, which is directly a wrapper of our 3D area here, and styling this height and width we can see here in the console. This is our canvas, this entire area there. Okay, what I have there, I have the shadows, and this prop enables us to our scene to have the shadows. Right here is not visible, it's too big canvas. The DPR, which is directly the pixel density of our canvas, and the camera prop, which sets the initial position and field of view here of our camera. So I can try and manipulate that, or maybe I will just refresh. Okay, I have there, and I can try increasing the field of view. and you can see that our camera is further. I can also change the position, for example, to go in the y-axis and x-axis, slightly turning, and I will refresh. As you can see that I went up and I went to the right. So that's how I can see that. The next line of code is ambient light intensity, so I can change the intensity to 0.1, refresh, and it adds the global illumination to our scene. I believe it's a little darker. Like we can see the difference of our objects. Spotlight, we can change also the intensity. Also is a little changing. I can change the angle of the spotlight. Spotlight is directly the component which creates a directional light source in our scene. So that's how it looks there. I can also manipulate the penumbra, which is a props which control the spread of the light. Let's see. It's too little to see, but I believe you can catch that. The next is a position, which sets the initial position of the light, and I can just handle the spotlight position. Right now is a little in the right, top, and deeper. And the next is the cast shadow, which props enables shadows to be cast by objects of our scene. So without that it will be not super visible. You can have fun with these props. Okay, the next line is wrapping our model and environment, and the fallback props sets what should be rendered while our components are loading. So I can pass there some component, loading spinner, etc. Right now in this simple implementation I have no, and environment component creates a background and lighting for our scene. So I have set this to the city, and orbit controls makes it auto rotate. I can stop rotating. Yeah, without this also it's not visible. It's not impossible to have manipulation of rotating it with the mouse cursor. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. You can see my GitHub, and there is a linked repo with the code snippets and the repository to you for just implementing it quickly and modifying that in a few ways, so you can see different props and build more complex website. If you like it and if you found it enjoyable and super easy to learn, please share in the comments and follow me for the next videos. Thank you and bye.